105.9 FM. My name is Mona.
My name is Naomi Young. A very good morning, Aquarium. Good morning, Nigeria. As always, Friday edition of Political Conversation right here with the ladies in the studio.
Okay, we'll get to talk about the things bothering you, or you get to share the things bothering you alongside, I guess, what mainly this issues borders on trending stories, things happening all around. We've heard about the criticism against the economic policies of the president, the free fall of the naira against the dollar, electricity generation in the country, alongside many other things that we'll get to talk about this morning. Well, I guess that right here we have Otwekong Franklin Isong joining us live on the program. Is from the Center for Human Rights and Accountability Network. Crank is the director. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, ladies in the house.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, Naomi. Good morning. Good to be with you. Happy New Year once again.
Yeah, we wish you.
I have not seen you. Okay, we met at Thanksgiving.
Yes.
And after then, you went on your annual leave?
I was on leave when I went for the enjoyment.
All right. So we've not seen this year. So Happy New Year.
Oh, shit. Thank you.
All right.
All right, let's start with you. The issues bothering you in the States and the nation at large.
Well, so many issues are bothering me. The first issue is the issue of hunger in the land, hardship, and the issue of insecurity. Let's look at the issue of hunger. Before even the Yuletide season, I have been shouting that we are starved. People are starved in the state and in the country. I even came here to suggest that the Christmas might be most likely postponed. And you were just like, how is it possible? And I said that all indicators have shown that the hunger that is, persisting in the country, in the economy, in the state, in local government, might most likely, pose a threat to Christians going to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. And, well, maybe you thought I was just a prophet of doom, but it came to pass that so many homes did not have what to eat. And I remember during the Christmas season, I drove around the state. It was almost like dry. The middle road were like dry. You couldn't see much vehicles. You don't see much tricycles and minibuses because people are just like in their homes. Perhaps because of lack of funds to pay for transportations, or because of lack of funds to go out for outing. I recall in those days when I was still very young with my parents. When you talk of Christmas, we are happy because we will stroll out. There will be enjoyment everywhere you move to, parties here, parties there, and then you will feel what is called Christmas, the birth of Jesus Christ. Even though for us then that was the only time we could have opportunity to visit our friends and loved ones, to be able to to share gifts. But what we now have currently, because of the threat of hunger, because of the insecurity, people no longer go out, especially in the evening. Nightlife was like, in Christmas was like almost being shut out of the season. Apart from the fact that the government organized the Christmas village activities at Dodoma that kept the whole stretch of the road busy. And then you have the Tropicana still on the same road. When you leave this road and you move to other areas of town, okay, apart from maybe Plaza, where you could also have people, shopping around and the rest. But apart from that, there was completely hardship and people suffered so much. In the course of my conversation with some businessmen in the state, I got to understand that a time will even come in the nearest future where you will have the cash, but you don't have the goods, the commodity, because we are doing much of consumption, we're not doing much of production. The economy is just going downward, and the farmers are not farming again. Even when you farm, the farm crops are not producing because perhaps the cattle rearers are coming in with their cattle to destroy it, and then the fear of insecurity and all of that. So this has persisted, and so a time will come that you will even have more hardship than what we have faced in the past years and even in this year. Now, going forward, you also have the issue of industries, quitting the state and the country. And so the fear is that more people are thrown into the jobless market. You have unemployment is becoming, like a daily routine. So what is happening? How can the government be able to mitigate this? Is another challenge that is now before the government. What again is in my mind is that the government of Gov Eno State, the governor had just been, confirmed by the Supreme Court, and this is a big plus for him. And I believe this will now allow him to now concentrate in governance. Driving down here, I saw the job along Airport Road. Major job have been done. I've been here to criticize that the job was slow, but right now they have taken the job up to where you have the shelter junction. The job is moving in very high speed. I've gone to Atiku to also see the flood control project is also moving. And then I also went to somewhere along Usurubium, where the government has the Ibom farm, that what they call again, the Ibom model farm that is going on. Job is still ongoing. And there are some other projects that the government has also embarked on. This is a welcome development. I've been here to criticize that the government was not doing much, but I have seen this and I'm happy for this. Again, what is on my mind is the core members that were abducted on their way to serving the nation in Sokoto. They were abducted in Zamfara. They are still in captive. Some have been released, some are still there. So I'm now adding my voice that whatever the government need to do, the government should do it and do it hastily. Another issue that is in my mind is the issue of insecurity that is now everywhere. I know when you have poverty, when you have lack of employment, it will throw the youth into, taking into illicit job such as, crime and the rest. Abuja, that used to be the safest city in West Africa today, is more like a porous city. But I'm happy that much have been done in the recent last few days by the security agencies to arrest those bandits and those kidnappers that have made the area unsafe. Again, I want to also add that we need to begin to leave politics and focus more on governance. Recently in Akwa Ibom State, there has been this tension that has been heightened because of the statement credited to the Senate President that Akwa State will be that in 2027 the state will be taken over by the APC. I have read a lot of reactions from the PDP government, the PDP, that is the PDP chieftain and the PDP as a party. I've also seen a reaction from the APC, and this has heightened politicking. This is too early in the day to start politics. We must be able to draw a line between when politics commences and when governance takes place. The government is barely 8 months old. If we start now to politicize, to politic, it would derail the course of governance, and this is not going to be well for the state.
But do you think the comment credited to the Senate President is capable of destabilizing what is already on ground in terms of the governor and his state of mind and all that? Knowing that at the center we have the APC, we're being led by the APC government.
You see, if you follow the politicking, you will now notice that everything that is being done now by the government in the state is being done perhaps to woo more followers, to woo more supporters, because of the statement perhaps credited to the Senate President, and then followed by the defection of the YPP candidate to the APC. You also have, yesterday I was monitoring a sister program where the candidate of the NNPP was also being interviewed, and he was also speaking. Now, these are politics. Now, politics has almost started in the state. And you could look at it, it's just barely 8 months ago. Let's even look at what happened in Rivers State. You could see the way the government is distracted because of the minister of the FCT, who is alleging that the government wants to hijack or take his structure and give to another party or give to another person. So this can lead to delay, and it could also distract the government. We think that there is need for politicians to allow government to take place, to form, and then 2-3 years when the government is settled, then 1 year at most, 1 year. If you cannot wait at most 1 year to elections, when INEC would have begun to make preparations, then you can now start politicking. But otherwise, what you are seeing now is, I can tell you from my observation, I can tell you, I have been around, I have monitored political activities, that the moment that statement was made by the Senate President, and followed by the defection of the YPP candidate, and then the statement by the NNPP candidate, the political atmosphere in the state have changed.
All right, let's take a step back to when you talk the issue of hunger in the land. We know the state government and the federal government as well have put in place policies to ensure food security across the nation, and of course right here in the state we know what the governor has, the blueprint plan he has for agriculture. But let's talk about the parts of the citizens. Those who have traveled to the northern parts of the country will tell you how involved they are when you talk about farming. If you come down now to the south, is it the same case? If you look at the people, how interested are they when you talk agriculture?
Well, when you talk agriculture in the south, it's difficult for you to say more youth are involved in it. People look for white-collar job in the south and in the west more than in the north. In the north, they do more of agriculture and farming. But here in the south and in the west, and even in the east, we look for white-collar job. We want to be called director. We want to even wear suit and be roaming the street instead of looking for something to do, even when you are unemployed. I recall in the 90s when I used to work with a multinational oil company in Bonny. When the company want to recruit people, most people that are coming for the employment are normally mostly from the locality where the companies are sited. And even when they are being offered an appointment, they choose what they want to do. They tell you that this is our own community. We want to be in office, we want to be, do what they think would make them to add more pride or more status to them. So even when they are given opportunity to work, they don't put their commitment. They don't actually show that they are serious with their jobs. So you could see that even the people that own the communities don't put more interest in going to work on a daily basis. They are allowed the non-indigenous, they allow the Muslims, the Northerners to come and work in those areas. I give you a typical example. When Governor Udo Emmanuel brought in industries, let us look at the syringe factory that left. We look at the flour mill, King's Flour Mill. We look at the plywood factory, the metering factory, and then I think a couple of these. I led a team. We went on a fact-finding mission to see if actually they are functioning. And in the course of our fact-finding, we interfaced with the management of these facilities. And they told us that their challenge is that the indigenes, the people of the state are asking questions, why is it in this community? Why is it not in this other community? Why must all those things be kept in one particular location? And so they refuse doing business with them. They say it is politics. Now you have people coming from the north to come and buy get the product from the flour mills, get the syringes. I saw syringes in Port Harcourt, in Abuja, in Lagos, much more than I could count. I could see in pharmacies and in clinics in Akwa Ibom State, because people seem to politicize it. So this is the habit of the people of the South. We seem to politicize everything. We seem to look for white-collar jobs. That is why they would rather tell you, hey, Akwa Ibom State is a civil service state. That is what we have carried over for years. And even when you have industries, they begin to consider these industries, how can I go there and work on a daily basis? Because of the laxity you have in civil service. Civil service job is more like nobody owns it. You can stroll into the office and sign time book and go out. Nobody will check you whether you are coming in or going out. But when you are working in an industry where the MD is seated every day, he checks whoever comes in, he checks the time book. If you don't come in, you must give reason why you don't come for work. If you come late, you are queried. But in civil service is different. So people choose more of the civil service job because it gives them time to go and sell rapper, to sell moi moi and akara during work hours. This is what you find in side hustle in the state here and in other south states. But in the north, of course, basically what they do is farming. And you have them produce onions, produce tomato, and they import those things here, down here. But here we say we own oil. Even when you own this oil, what can you actually say is your skill? Assuming you have opportunity, like we are talking about the Ibom Deep Seaport. If the project commences today, what can you say can actually be your own skill, and you can go and source for job from this thing, from the Ibom Deep Seaport? We are talking about the Ibom Science Park. Assuming the project commences today, I can bet you that those that are working there are majorly going to come from the west and the north, but you will not have those from here putting more interest, because they will look at the stress and they will look at the time it will consume. They will rather go and play politics and go and hop in the office of one commissioner or one chairman or one candidate every day.
Otuekong, it seems this is a mindset. How do we begin to reconfigure or change this mindset so that people will start to think from the production angle than from the consumption angle?
Yeah, that is why I'm here. That is why I'm doing this advocacy. That the time is now for our leaders to begin to bring in different innovation into governance, to begin to do what I call orientation, begin to orient the mind of your followers, that it is not about being follower from year in, year out. There are people who are perpetual mobilizers of women. If you want to do any rally, you just call a woman leader, bring in 30 women. In the next 2 minutes, you will see them there. If you want to do a rally, you say you want 500 youth today. A person who is there to mobilize the youth for you. And they are just there. And the question is that the same women you will see are the same women you will see in Party A rally, in Party B rallies. The same youth you will see in Party A's rally, you see the same number of youth, the same faces of youth in Party B's rally. So they will just remain idle and then be expecting to be called upon for campaigns, for rallies, and be given t-shirt and face cap to wear. And again, once you just have a black t-shirt, you are in protocol automatically. Once you have a black t-shirt and a black face cap, you are automatically, and you have a jean trouser, you are in protocol of a campaign rally. I had a friend, now late, who has so many tags. He printed so many tags. Just official, you will see official. You see around a printed protocol. You just put them, so you just print there and keep. So each rally that any party is holding is holding in the state, he just carry his black t-shirt, wear with his black suit and black face cap and jean, and carry the tag and wear official. He stroll into the rallies and become official, and become those who begin to organize the way the event will go. And you ask me, what has he achieved? Nothing. He just feel that it makes him happy. But the truth is that if he were to devote his time in farming, in other agro activity, he would have done so much than what he achieved before he passed away.
Well, from all you've said, if it's difficult to sell hard work, to sell change that involves hard work and honest labor, how then can we make it attractive, especially for the youth, to be part of this? We'll let you respond to that in a moment. We need to go on a commercial break. When we return, also on the issue of security you talked about, the president has approved 50 billion naira security vote for 5 northern states. We'll get your take on that. Stay with us. Political Conversation returns afterwards.
Drop in the hottest jams. Inspiration 105.9.